Dominion and our special guest today. The DV8 folks are represented by Rich Stamper, who's President CEO, Don Ackerberg, who's Chairman of the Board. Don's a local guy, actually one of my former customers at the bank, and just happened to give me a call, and we were delighted about that. And so we've got a local connection to this product, which is pretty cool.
As they said, my name is Richard Stamper. I'm one of the founders as well as the president and CEO of the company. The most important thing of any business is the value proposition. What's the problem and what's the solution? Our product is a compact, convenient alternative. And that's an important word, alternative. This is not a substitute for traditional equipment. It's an alternative to that. You can see here, a full set of 14 clubs, which is regulation, will fit in a bag not larger than a typical backpack. In fact, it's smaller than some. And it's roughly 1/3 the size and weight of a traditional set, particularly if you're traveling and you've got the big club glove and the size difference is pretty dramatic. But a DV8 customer is not just a golfer, and this is really essential to understand about this business. We're not trying to be Callaway. We're not trying to be TaylorMade. But within the greater golf industry, there are segments. There are golfers who ride motorcycles. There are golfers who live in cities. Our focus are those individual segments where they will value our product not necessarily as a golf product, but as an enabler for their other lifestyle choice. Now they can combine with golf. We see sizable opportunities selling to corporations and other entities for gifting and incentives. Golf stuff is a big incentive gift. Corporations have tournaments. They give away, gifts to top salespeople. There's a whole industry out there called ASI, Ad Specialty Institute, which is promotional products. And it's all about getting logos on products and then selling it or giving it away. The one thing about our product is there's nothing like this has ever been offered before. So we're quite confident that we'll get some traction in that market because the product is so unique. Our product is enabled by two innovative patented coupling devices, and I think you guys have seen them. This was really the first device that got designed and patented. This came a little bit later. When I first got involved, the shaft was still this long, and the bag was thus this long. I said, we got to make it smaller, guys. We're not really saving that much. So that's when this coupler got introduced, to where now the largest piece in the bag is that long instead of that one. So that really opened up the opportunities to really design the backpack and really condense everything down even further.
There you go. Now that was better. That one you get down on.
When fitted into the golf shaft, these devices enable what you see in front of you. We're also going to offer our customers the opportunity to customize their product with different color and graphic options, like NCAA Division I graphics. We're working with a company whose entire product line is, and I even see Clemson on there.
Thank you.
That was, that's purely luck. But you think about on any given Saturday around this country during college football season, you think how many people are in parking lots tailgating at college football games. When I talk about event-based marketing, that's where we'll go. We'll go to tailgating and other events where there's tens of thousands of people gathering where if they see this product with their school colors on it, all of a sudden, we're something entirely different than going to Edwin Watts and buying a new set of clubs. Right now, there's no direct competition for this product. Now, that's not to say that there won't be. I mean, our patents provide us some runway and some protection. But there really is nothing like this in the marketplace. Now, there are alternatives, however. Alternatives like pencil bags. Does anybody know what a pencil bag is? If you don't live in the city, you probably don't. I mean, it's a very, very narrow bag that holds about 5 or 6 clubs. But it's still as long as the longest club, which a driver could be 45 inches. So it's still not small. Driving range and golf course facilities offer rental clubs, but typically they're not very high quality and they're not cheap. And freight companies, you've all seen the commercials on TV like FedEx and UPS, they offer you the opportunity to ship your clubs in advance of your trip so as to avoid the airline baggage fees. But it's still inconvenient and it's still costly. It's not free. A little bit about the team. You've met Don. Pat's really has been the technical driver behind this. Pat's a serial inventor entrepreneur. That's all he does, is start companies. And he's been very successful in several of them. Also partnering with us is an instructor named Rick Smith. Rick has taught many names that you would know, like Nicholas and Norman, and most notably, most recently, Phil Mickelson. I mentioned experiential marketing. That's kind of it's a 21st century name for event marketing. Go to where people are congregating and market your product. Bike Week, Miami Boat Show. There's all kinds of events where people go to an event where we'll set up and demonstrate our product to start. I mean, it's not always going to be that way, but if you're a golfer, you understand that this is a product you need to touch. We'll sell the bag and a starter set for somewhere between $3.99 and $4.99. I'd like to keep it at $3.99, but we're just getting the final costing in from our vendors. And we'll sell the bag, the shaft, and 3 or 4 club heads for about $3.99. And as many of you know, $3.99 is the cost of one driver. So what I'm looking to do is be at a price point where somebody says, hey, I just spent $3.49 last year on a driver. I mean, I get this really cool bag and all these club heads for the same price. We'll also sell the individual club heads for somewhere between $79 and $99. What I'm trying to create here is a razor blade business model where that bag with a couple of 3, 4 heads in it is my razor. Where, you know, okay, if I don't want to take really bad margins, but the most important thing to me is to get that bag in people's hands. Because if I sell it with 4 club heads, there's going to be 10 holes in that bag staring at that person every day. Going to be staring at the wife or the husband or the kids for birthdays, for Father's Day, for Mother's Day. If I can sell these heads to that consumer, 1 a year, I'll make about 80 points on those heads, 80% margin. It's just like the razor and blade. You know, they practically give you the razor just so they can get the blade business. You know, the average golfer plays with about 6 or 7 clubs. I mean, people carry 12 to 14, but most people, prefer their 5 or their 6. They can't hit. Yeah, so starting with 3 or 4 my expectation is that at that initial purchase, they'll probably add one or two more. But my whole strategy is to try to create an entry price that's not that in the business we would say a considered purchase. Guys sneak out and spend $3.99 on drivers all the time. You know, don't have to tell why. So $3.99 is kind of a discretionary amount that at least guys seem to be able to do. So basically you put this together. When you go play a practice, you put this together. And then you have your shaft. And now you just substitute the heads. So now it's a wedge. This is called a hybrid. Now it's a hybrid. Some folks will say, hey, I play steel irons. I need steel in my irons. We'll offer as an accessory this shaft in steel as well. So if somebody really insists on having a separate shaft for their woods and a separate shaft for their iron, okay, that's fine. We've got 2 slots in the bag for 2 irons.